Nikhil? Okay, so please record it, right? Yeah, sure. Solving the hack the box daily basis. It's learning every day about Windows 3TF. That's great, Alpesh. Hi, Shashank. Wow, that's amazing to see. And what about others? How's your preparation for OSCPs going on? Drop the link again, man. Okay, fine. So we are 48 members right now. 2 more minutes, then we will start the session. Hi guys. Hi Joseph. Hi Kundia. Hi Ishmeet Singh. Wow. Hi Hassan. Hi Arpit. Wow, that's amazing. What next step should I take? Yeah, so 1 more minute to go. So guys, I think it's a time to start the session. Let me introduce about the speaker. So yeah,
Hey, hi everyone. Hello everyone. Am I audible enough?
yeah, you are audible. Just a quick 1 minute introduction about yourself, then
Sure,
I
sure,
will.
sure, sure.
Yeah. So guys, hello Bug Bounty Brigade community. So yeah, we are bringing you Usman Shah, who has recently conquered the OSCP exam. So in this session, it would be interactive Q&A session where Usman will share his journey on the OSCP and share his invaluable insights. Guys, I think Usman, you can start the Q&A right now.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just introduce myself quickly. My name is Usman, and I am a CEH and OSCP certified. I've been in the industry for more than 3 years now, and I work currently as a senior information security analyst for a company based out of Netherlands. So we have the agenda for today is why OSCP, and if you guys are looking to crack OSCP and what are all the things that you should be taking care of and what are the things that you should be knowing before going for the OSCP. I see a lot of introductions in the chat. Solving hack the box and try hacking CTFs. I'm solving hack the box, sports legal labs, have knowledge of AD, post exploitation. I'm currently working as a front end developer. Nice. I'm thinking to switch the careers in security, HCL tech. Okay. Okay, first of all, I'll give you some motivation by talking a little about OSCP. Why is it such a great exam and the brand value OSCP has? So OSCP is a very rigorous exam. It is a 48-hour long exam where you get 24 hours to complete the labs, and then you have another 24 hours to complete the report on what you did on the labs. So the brand value is so strong that because we have many other certification bodies which also give the same practical hacking experience and upskill yourselves in the pen testing domain, but there is nothing like OSCP there now in the market. OSCP still tops the charts. We have a lot of organization bodies, like we have EC councils, CEH practical. We also have TCM academies, practical ethical hacking. I think the course name is network pen testing, PNPT of some sort. And then we also have the eLearn securities examinations. We also have EWPTX, CRTP, and many others are there. But the syllabus which OSCP covers is really in depth, Number one. The second, it also has a lot of it also gives you access to a lot of machines which are OSCP like, which we can assume that they might come in the exam with a similar or some different yeah, approaches to go for in the exam, but the context and the concept that they teach you in the OCP exam will always reflect in what they give you in the exam. So nothing is out of the syllabus over there. First thing, and the second thing, and the third thing is that the so I was talking about the brand value. OSCP is a really strong, so offensive security. The institute which hosts the OSCP exam is a really strong institute. It has been there since ages. It is the one who developed Kali Linux operating system, which is widely used by the pen testers nowadays in the world. And and what is better than learning pen testing or pen testing or everyone in the session passes the exam soon. And then yeah, I was talking about the brand value. So yes, the exam is quite expensive. Exam is very expensive. So my advice to all the people who are looking to crack OSCP, my advice is first to get into the cybersecurity field, get a job first, and then let the company pay for your certification, which I did also the same. So I purchased the OSCP exam. So I purchased the Learn One subscription, which OSCP has. I don't know how many of you are aware of this subscription model. This is a year's subscription which offensive security provides. The price for this is around 2 lakhs. So I talked with the managers, my VPs, my senior managers, my CISOs, and they were okay with it. And then yeah, but they had a condition assigned with it, that they told me that you can pay for the exam, you can go ahead and study, and you can crack the exam, and if you crack the exam, we will repay you the whole money. So it was a bit of a gamble for me as well. So what I did in August last year was I went ahead, I paid for the exam, I took the risk, I gave full 6 months for the exam, and I passed it in April. And in the salary of my May month, I also got back my money, which I had given to purchase the OSCP exam. The whole 2 lakhs were, yeah. The if condition was, Alpesh, that if I clear the exam, only then my company will reimburse the money. So that was a bit of a gamble for me, because I was also taking the exam. I was also taking the exam the first time. It was my first attempt, and all thanks to God, and I did clear the exam in April, and I got my money back. So I basically did OSCP for free, and I still have OSCP Learn One subscription until August ending, because I purchased the exam in August. I had a 1 year subscription, and I still have it active till August this year. So brand value I was talking about, yeah. So as soon as I cleared how many points have you scored and what was the passing score? Yeah, Tanuj, definitely. I don't know if you haven't read if you haven't read my write-up yet, but the passing score is 70, and I got 70, exactly 70 points. The point I was the thing was that in my exam, I'll just give you a brief summary on how my exam went, and which might also help you guys when you give your exams, not make those mistakes which I did. So I made two mistakes. So I got my 60 points in the first 9 hours of OSCP, and I also had done 10 bonus points. So in OSCP there is a criteria also that you can get 10 bonus points if you do and complete all the topic exercises that OSCP has in their material from their portal itself. So I did all the topic exercises. I did almost everything, yeah, and I had the 10 points. So I know that I have the 10 points now. And then when I got into the exam, I got my 60 points in the first 9 hours. So in the first 9 hours, I already had my 70 points, and I knew inside that I might be able to clear it. And it was just that I need to make my report really impressive, so that they do not deduct any points from my report, and I might be losing the certification from a point or two, because I was exactly at the bar, so at the passing bar with 70 points. So I was really skeptical. I was really scared. But then what happened is that I got my 70 points in my 9 hours, And then I was a bit relieved. I was relaxed. I went ahead and I took a long break of next, I don't know, 8 to 10 more hours. I went ahead and slept. I woke up next day at 7 or 8 a.m. I took my breakfast. I took it very slowly. I took it very normally. Because I knew in my back mind that I might have already passed the exam. So I did not go ahead and try to hack the other two machines, which I should have. But then I went ahead and started again my exam at 8 a.m. in the morning or 9 a.m. in the morning, and my exam was until 11 in noon at that day. So I had about 3 to 4 hours more to try and see if I could crack the other two standalone machines that I had left previously. So first thing, I before I went ahead to try and hack those machines, I first collected all the flags that I had received. I took my screenshots because once you submit the report should have all these screenshots, all these steps, all the commands, and the answers of the flag. So it should also have the flag value. So I had to take a lot of screenshots. I then took those. It took me about 1 or more hour, and then for the next 2 to 3 hours, I tried to hack the other two standalone machines. It didn't happen. I got the initial foothold. I got the local flag. I got the user flag on one of the standalone machines, but I could not get the root flag. And I also did not have and I also did not have the time to paste or take screenshots of the user flag that I had got in my first machine. Okay, there are questions coming in. One second. Okay, so sir, is it better to do CEH and then placed in a company and then perform CEH OSCP? I'm a second year B.Ed student. So you're not. So is it better to do CEH first? Yes, yes. Do CEH first because CEH. So there are two things. So one is quality and one is recognition. CEH is Department of Defense, US Department of Defense recognized certificate and institute, the EC Council one. So OSCP is a private institute and it is not recognized by any of the government institutions. But the quality that OSCP gives, it is way, way, way better than what CEH has. So yes, I would advise you to go for the CEH now and then wait until your fourth year and then go for the OSCP. And then you have 2 years, 2 full years to prepare for OSCP, and 2 years are more than enough. You can go for the OSCP at the end of the fourth year or the first year of your job, hopefully, and then go ahead with the OSCP. What kind of approach do I use to study? Okay, I will share that in very much detail, Raghav. Give me some minutes there. Is there a tutorial or blog from you on how to perform report writing? Yes, I am planning to write a blog on how to perform report writing. I will now, like after 5 minutes or so, I will be sharing my screen and showing you how I maintain my resources, how I write down, how I document, and I will also show you my report that I had given in OSCP. Don't worry. I guess it has 24 hours exam. How did you manage it? Yes, as I just said, my exam was cleared. I got my 70 points in the first 9 hours, and then the mistake I did was I slept long because I was really tired, and then it got me out of a lot of hours, and then I couldn't get enough time at the end of my exam to crack the other two machines as well and get 100 points. So I passed it with 70 points. Any free resources to practice and pass OSCP exam? Also, kindly share a straight path for OSCP. Great. I have already shared a straight path for OSCP in my blog, Roadmap to OSCP 2023, and there are also many of the resources there. So you can just go there because that is an extensive blog. I have listed all the resources that I used, and the path I have recommended on the roadmap blog on the Medium is the same path that even I used. So I first started with the basics, and then I went ahead with the Try Hack Me, the Hack the Box from TCM Academy, the PH course, everything what I did, I mentioned there. Okay. Any next question is, yes, I can share the path of OSCP, how to clear OSCP exam. Okay, I will do that definitely. With CH, you have to give CH or CH practical. CH practical, I have seen. I have not given CH practical, but I have my friends that gave the CH practical, and I also saw some of the dump question papers of CH practical. So one thing with OSCP is that you will not find dumps for OSCP questions or for the OSCP labs, especially for the OSCP labs lab questions, because every lab will have different tasks. So what kind of dumps will um, you can't even expect in the OSCP, because in OSCP exam, once you log in into the exam portal, you will get 5 or 6. You will get 6 IP addresses, and that is it. You have to figure out how to approach to the machine, how to hack it, how to find vulnerabilities, how to find loopholes, how to exploit them. It's all you, based on your knowledge. What is there to dump out and leak information on? Because the exam will have 6 IP addresses only. That is what OSCP gives you only. With CH, we have to give CH or CH practical. I give the CH theory, the CH practical. I've seen the questions. It is really basic. If you want to go ahead and experience that, sure, go ahead. But I think CH theory is enough. But if you want to go and do CH practical and get listed in the Hall of Fame of EC Council, definitely go for that. Can we get your notes, please? Okay. I'll think about it, because I've created. So I'll show you right now. So I'll share my screen, and I will show you how I create my notes using what tool, and how can you also create the notes in the same way. Yes, Shara, thank you for resharing my Medium blog. But we have OSCP like machines. I'm not getting the question, Udaya Shankar. But we have OSCP like machine. What does that mean? Sharath Manuel, can you also explain the system requirement for practice OSCP path, which you have mentioned in the blog? Definitely. So for me, I was using MacBook. So the configuration I have is MacBook M1 Pro. Machine. I specifically bought this machine for the OSCP exam, because in Windows machine and everything, you can do the Windows, you can do you can give your OSCP exam in Windows machine. No worries. There is nothing to worry about in that. But I wanted to experience Mac, and I had read some blogs that it's much more smoother in a Mac laptop. So it does not mean go now and buy a MacBook. No. You don't want to do that. So I did that because my company paid for it. So I have not spent a single penny from my own pocket to crack OSCP. So including the laptop purchase. So everything was sponsored by my company. And that's why I went and chose to buy a laptop and give the OSCP exam for my Mac. So for Windows, I would suggest, I have a Linux VM also on my Windows laptop. So have a 16 GB RAM, have a 16 GB RAM at least in your laptop, and at least give 4 to somewhere between 4 to 8 GB RAM to your Kali Linux VM. For the virtualization environment, I will suggest you run VirtualBox. I've had issues with VMware before. So I'm not sure how expert are you guys in installing VMs on VMware Workstation and VMware Pro. I have my VMs on my Windows machine on the VirtualBox. So VirtualBox is pretty good. And and assign at least 4 to 8 GB of RAM to your Linux VM. Faisal Anwar, EGPT or CH? Go for CH, man. EGPT. So all the practical exams. So OSCP is like the boss of all of it. So you don't want to waste money on exams like EGPT, CH practical, PNP, and all the sort of stuff. So straight away, once you have done your CH theory, go ahead straight away for OSCP. It's not much hard if you study continuously and you give full dedication to it. It's not that tough, I guarantee. So there is a need for learning Python or the languages for OSCP. It's good. It's good if you know scripting language, and it's good if you know how to read and debug code. Okay, because a lot of the times what happens is that in OSCP like machines, you will have services running on certain ports, and there might be publicly available exploits to exploit the service, and for you to get a reverse shell on it. But then what happens is that the publicly available exploit for that service is coded in a way that it is, for example, available for Windows 7 or Windows 10, for example, and the server you're running and this service you want to attack on is, for example, running on a different server, or maybe has some different specification. Then you need to know where to make the changes in your public exploit. So you need to know how to read exploit codes, how to debug them, and how to modify them based on your needs. Basically, the most basic body modification that we have to definitely do in the exploit is that we have to change the IP addresses, right? We have to give out the IP address of our listener IP and the port. So we need to anyway go in the exploit code, and figure out where the variables are which intake the values from IP address and port, delete them, and add your own so IP address and port in that. So yes, reading helps, and reading, debugging, and understanding what code means and what the code does, and modifying it on your own needs will do. For me, I have learned a few languages. I also have written that on my blog. I have learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, Bash, and I'm currently learning Rust. So Rust is a new language, and people are saying it is much better than Python. I'm giving it a try, and let's see. So I'm learning Rust 101 from the TCM Academy. So TCM Academy is really good, really good. But I think in the near future, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, TCM Academy will come up to the level of OSCP, because the quality content they have is much more neat and nicer than what OSCP has. In fact, yes, the quality of material the TCM Academy has, the Heath Adams, the owner and the instructor, so at the TCM Academy Institute, is really great. I have been following him since ages. He's a great guy, and the content he gives out and the practical ethical hacking course he has, I suggest everyone to go with that course, start that course, and finish it topic by topic, and then go ahead and do whatever you want. You want to do CH, you want to do OSCP or any exam, but first go and go through that exam, go through the PEH course by TCM Academy. That is really great. Which type of vulnerability they have put in the exam? They put the latest vulnerability or not? It depends. I told you there is a lot of there is a lot of randomization. There's a lot of randomization, and I'm not really certain what kind of vulnerabilities they might put in the exam that you will give, or the exam that anyone here will give. Yes, there can be publicly available experts, but there are machines in the OSCP which I cracked, because see, in total there are one, two, three, four. There are 6 machines in OSCP. I had cracked four of them. Three of the machines are a part of an AD set, and one a standalone machine. So what happens is the standalone machine that I was, as far as I remember, the standalone machine, there was not a public expert. No, the AD set where I had to get the initial foothold to get a reverse shell, the expert was not public. I had to manually do some sort of techniques, session hijacking. I thought, maybe if I remember correctly, session hijacking, and then run some. Yeah, and then run some tools and commands, and then I had to get a PowerShell reverse shell, and then I got inside the machine. So yes, I don't know what kind of vulnerabilities they will keep in the exam. I'm not a part of offensive security yet. EGPT, tactical CH, and PNP, which is best for beginner level. Beginner level, I think, you see, there are a lot of things when you speak of a level called beginner, because if you're a beginner in cybersecurity, so I'm assuming then you might already have knowledge on network security, because people don't come into cybersecurity without knowing or having some background in network security. Okay, you can argue that you have, or you might have friends that have come directly into cybersecurity um, um, without before being into network security, or having networking knowledge. Yes, there can be, but if you have networking knowledge beforehand and then you come into cybersecurity, that will help you really a lot. I've also given a CCIE exam, not the lab one, the written exam, because I was first started my career. I started my career from network security. I got my CCNA, CCNPs. I gave my CCIE written exam. I qualified the exam. I'm also a CCIE written certified holder. And then what happened that I was kind of bored from network security, the same tasks every day, and I was not learning nothing new. And then I shifted my career to cybersecurity, got my CEH, studied a lot, did a lot of labs, practiced a lot, and I also told my manager to engage me in vulnerability assessments and debriefing with the clients. I'm currently leading many projects from vulnerability assessments and pen testing side of point of view. And then I got my OCP, and then now I'm here. Yeah. So for basic, yes, go for first clear your theory. So theory, many people say that theory is not important. I don't believe them. Theory is really important. So if you don't know what happens on the back end, how it works, how are you going to break it? So if you want to break something, you want to know how exactly the service or a machine or a protocol works to understand where the loopholes can be. Once you understand the backend, the concept, the context, everything, and only then you can go ahead and look for suspicious places, and then find maybe loopholes or whatnot. So having your theory cleared is the best thing to get started with. Go for ECEH. That's what I did, but you can also go for CH and PNPT, because PNPT is a great exam that you should have before going for so because the PNPT has a great course material, as I already said. So if you have a plan in your life to give OSCP, Shahriar Salim, yes, definitely go for the CH certification, but don't waste your money now on the PNPT exam, because PNPT is really good, is really good. But right now, since the OSCP exam is really expensive, I would like you people to save some money for the exam. So for the people, because I'm assuming most of the people over here are not sponsored by their companies like I was. So yes, go ahead and save your money for your OSCP exam, and don't do a lot of certification and spend money on that, because what you will learn in OSCP, you will not learn in exams, like in certification like EGPT or PNPT or whatnot. And if you do, you will then repeat yourself in many of the topics that you might learn in the EGPT or PNPT, because there are topics that overlap in the EGPT, PNPT, and OSCP, but there are topics which are not present in the EGPT and PNPT, but are there in OSCP. So it's better to just clear your theory first, and then go ahead with with one practical exam, save your money for that, and then just go for OSCP. Do we have to create our own scripts experts to pass the exam? And not now, because see, there are three exams, I think, if I'm not wrong. The first one is OSCP, then you have OSWP, I think, and then you have OSED, at exploit development of something. I don't know. So the OSCP exam is not meant for developing your own exploits, no. But you should know how to script, but you should know how to read and debug code. That already I've said. But no. I don't think you will be having to write your own exploit to pass the exam. No, that is not the case in OSCP. We don't have dumps for OSCP, but we have OSCP-like machines which are similar to OSCP machines in Hackbox 100. That is true. That is true. But you don't know what type of but you don't know what type of vulnerability will you be seeing in your exam. We have OSCP-like machines. So these OSCP-like machines are not what you exactly will see in your OSCP exam. These OSCP-like machines are to demonstrate what kind of mindset you should have while you're approaching for the OSCP-like machines, because the approach is similar, not the vulnerability or the steps or the commands that you have done on the hack the box alarm now. It is talking about the approach and the expectation you should have for the OSCP-like machines. It is not a copy of OSCP-like machines on Hack the Box or whatnot. It is. It will set you some expectation bar on what sort of difficulty level can you expect in OSCP-like machines. I've listened from many people that automated tools are not allowed. Is it true? Nice question. Nice question. Yes, automated tools are not allowed. It's not automated tools are allowed. Automated tools are allowed, but auto exploitation tools are not allowed. So in auto exploitation tools, I don't know if anyone is aware of it over here. There is a tool for privilege escalation known as Traitor, Traittor. So you cannot use, for example, those tools, because it automatically finds out the privilege escalation vectors and gives you back a root shell. So you cannot do that. You cannot use those sort of tools in your exam, and you can also not use SQL map. You can use Metasploit only once, and before you use it, you will have an invigilator there who will be sitting and proctoring you. You can just write him on the chat that I will be using Metasploit for this that I'll be using Metasploit for this one machine. And if he says yes, go ahead, and then go ahead and use Metasploit only for that one machine. Then if you fail in that machine, or you cannot hack that machine, you are not able to hack the machine. Even after using Metasploit, then you cannot reuse Metasploit on any other machine. So user Metasploit is restricted to only one machine, only one machine. You cannot use SQL map, you can use nmap, you cannot use tools like Traitor, for example, and there are many other auto exploitation tools there available. But you cannot use them. You can use MSF Venom as many times as you want. So all the payloads I created was from MSF Venom. How much programming knowledge required for OSCP? Should I learn multiple programming languages, or can I go with one? Learn Python, that's good. That's good enough for now. Yeah. How much programming knowledge required for OSCP? Learn Python and learn Bash. These two I strongly recommend. And have at least this much level of knowledge that you can create your own short programs. If you have a task in OCP to create or to get or to create your own word list, right, from the victim's website, right? But there are certain cases where those tools will not help. So you can go ahead, you can create a bash script of your own, pull out words from the homepage of some victim's website, and then use that script to also then brute force the login page. So those sort of scenarios you can expect, and then you should know some basic level of programming language. It's not that hard to know that. As I said, the PNPT course which TCM Academy has, it teaches you Python from scratch. That is good. So go ahead. That TCM is crushing it. Yes, definitely. How much DSA needed? Can you please elaborate what is DSA? So are you talking about how much DSA needed? I don't think you're talking about the encryption algorithm over here. There's something else. So can you?
It's data structure and algorithm. It's related to programming.
No. That is not here. So this is not a programming. This is not this is not a development exam. This is a hacking exam. So you don't need to know any sort of DSA or those sort of stuff. No. Because I get why you are trying to say this, because there might be some maybe some services, or maybe you might be thinking that there might be some analysis that happens for a certain exploit before you run that. But that analysis is not a malware analysis, and you're not expected to you're not expected to understand the algorithm running behind that application or the file. You are just expected to understand what the file does using by reading the script code of it. That's it. Where is the course, God of Mali? Which course are you talking about? Shashank SS 80 for 40 points. What's your opinion? Why they removed buffer overflow? Yes, buffer overflow is really old, is really obsolete, and is of no use. You don't see a lot of buffer overflows now in the modern world. Buffer overflows were very common in X32-bit Windows operating systems. Very common there. It has been less common in x64 Windows now, and now um, with the modern with the modern architectures, with the modern Intel chips and everything, with the modern microprocessors, the buffer overflows is not a point, man. Is not a shot at all. Buffer overflows is very rare now, and that's the reason I think that OSCP removed it, because it's of no use. That's why. Can you tell which course from TCM security will be good for OSCP? Yes, the PNPT course. The course name is PEH, Practical Ethical Hacking, from Heath Adams, the owner of the TCM Academy himself. You do promotions here. Don't do promotions here. It's a Q&A. I'm not doing promotions. Which promotions are you talking about?
Like it was not about like they were that guy. Like
Okay.
yeah, please move forward.
Okay. How to start a career after completing CEH? Great question. Great question. So what happens is that once you do your, because I advise people to first get a job, in cybersecurity and then go with your exam, because the company will then pay for your exam, because these are expensive exams. You cannot just risk your own money in the exam. Okay, so go ahead and get a job first. So the easiest way to enter into the field of cybersecurity is as a SOC analyst. So SOC analyst L1, layer 1 engineer in the SOC department of any company, is the easiest entry point to enter into cybersecurity. That's what I also did. So SOC analyst L1, yes, to study SOC analyst L1, you should know at least one SIEM solution. You should know a bit of networking. You should know a bit of firewall, IPS, IDS, and that's it. And you should know, yes, and that's probably it. And you also should be aware of what all and you also should be very aware of what all are the things that are currently trending in the cyber world. Like, for example, the recent cyber attacks, what sort of ransomware is going on, how to detect those ransomwares, where to find the IOCs of those malicious cyber attacks that are going on. So you need to know all those threat intel places to go for and search for, so that you can help your company stop them or save them from hackers. So those are the things that you should know as a SOC analyst L1. The basic. Linpies, such as yes, yes, I use Linpies and Linpies both in my exam. That's fine. This is recorded or not, I don't know. What about Linpies and Linpies? Yes, you can use. Can we use Metasploit to get basic? Actually, you can use, but only once. Only once. So don't try and use Metasploit on all of your machines. The examiner will disqualify you. So only you have to use Metasploit only on one of your machine, and before using it, inform the examiner, or inform the proctor in the chat, because you will have a chat session ongoing with the proctor himself. So you can just ping him, hi, and I'm using Metasploit on, for example, machine MC01. So this is the machine I'm using Metasploit on, and then he will say yes, go ahead, and then the show go ahead with it. But only once, only in one machine. That's it. You fail or you pass. That's it. You are able to hack the machine, or you are not able to hack the machine. Your use of Metasploit is gone. So only once you can use the Metasploit. Can we use it now? Can we use it in the exam, or I have to study only Netcat? See, there are so many tools you can study. Okay, I did not even have the need to use Metasploit. So there are so many reverse engineering. There are so many reversal tools. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but then okay, I think course I'll get to that point. I also had to share my screen to get you to show some real things. But let me just quickly finish these questions first. I'm a complete beginner in the field of cybersecurity and want to crack OSCP. Please give advice how can you crack it in the first time and how to prepare a list. Yes, I have my full-fledgedly written blog on it. Ayushi Birle. You can go ahead, and the link of the blog is in the chat itself somewhere on the top. It is a very well written blog, and it is the exact steps that even I take. That even I took, because I also was giving my OSCP for the first time. So that are the exact same steps that you can also take. How to get a job? Yeah, upskill yourself and and you also have to improve your communication skills, because what happens in VAPT like roles, so vulnerability assessment pen testing roles, you will get a project, you will get a customer, you will do your vulnerability assessments, you will do your pen tests, and then what happens is that you will have a debriefing meeting with the customer, explaining them what are all the loopholes and the vulnerabilities you found on their sites, and then how you recommend to patch them or to upgrade them or to fix them, right? So you need to be able to you need to be able to make them understand. The basis of the debriefing is that be able to you need to be able to explain the technical knowledge in the most layman terms as possible, because the customer who is listening to you is not much technical as you are, right? So he needs to understand from a layman term. So you need to be able to make a good report which is easily understandable and not that technical as well. But you also need to include everything you found on your assessments, and then you will sit with a meeting with your customer, and then you will have to debrief them on the whole report. What did you find? How did you find? And how do you recommend to fix it? So in the most layman terms possible, because the customer will not be that technical in the most cases. So improve on your communication skills. That is also a great thing to have if you want to pursue your career in cybersecurity. How much PWK labs help you under solving only hack the box helps you crack OSCP, TGNL playlist? Yes, hack the box helps 70%. PWK labs help 20%. The proving grounds, sorry, the proving grounds labs help 10%. That is the percentage breakdown I will give you. So 70% hack the box, 20% PWK labs, 10% proving grounds, the medium box machines and not the easy ones. Okay. Are you also part-time bug bounty hunter? I tried, but I don't get enough time to spend it on bug bounty. I have seen recently there's some sort of hacker plus event hosted by Facebook. I'll try and engage myself in that because there are really some great prizes Facebook has for that. So I'll try and invest some time there. But no, I don't have time out of my work life because I'm doing real world pen testing for my customers, and I cannot afford to keep them on a hold and then do bug bounty for myself. I cannot do that. I'm a big fan of Hack the Box. Great. Even I'm a fan of Hack the Box. And Masters don't do Masters, man. Masters is obsolete. Don't do Masters. I advise everyone there is no use case of any Masters now. Instead, if you go for OSCP is much much higher ranked than a Masters. Once you see a Master, I have worked with people who have got their masters in cybersecurity from really good institutes, really good, and they are my juniors. So yes, have your OSCP. It really helps you. Path for SOC. I don't think this is the right session to discuss about the path for SOC, but what I'll do is I'll create a blog for you guys to how to get your first job in cybersecurity on my Medium, and then I'll share my link on the group. If I go into this path, it'll take me a lot of time now. Most of the time, entry level, most of the people recommend go for CompShare Security Plus before CEH. What's your opinion? The content and the syllabus in Security Plus and CEH overlap. Okay, so you can choose any one, but I choose CEH because EC Council is U.S. Department of Defense, recognized. So I'm not sure if CompShare is US DoD recognized, but the EC Council is. So you want to go for certification which will give you some recognition in the face of the HRs, or to help you land some good interviews. I think CH will help you there. After a degree, should one go for 2-year job experience or go abroad for masters? Don't do masters, go straight for a job experience. If you don't pass the exam first time, can you have second attempt for free like radar exams? No. For second time, I think you have to pay $50 or $150, something like that. I'm not sure. Thankfully, I passed my exam in my first attempt, but I don't know because I have my friends. I had one friend. It's not to scare you all. I had one friend who had given 6 attempts, and then he passed on the 7th attempt. So you can imagine how hard it is. But then, so I will give you guarantee that that friend who passed the exam in 7 tries was not prepared enough, and he didn't have much help and guidance. So that is also there. So since you all have me now, you can trust me, and then you can trust my resources, because these are the things that I also did, and I also helped my friend do. As I gave my first attempt, he gave his 7th attempt, and then we both passed the exam. Certification will upskill you, because in the field of IT, certifications are your weapons. Certifications are your weapons, and certifications are your credibility. Certifications are what will measure your credibility and your reliability as a resource or an asset for a company that you might be applying for. So they might have some credibility in you because you might have cleared OSCP, for example. Yes, it will give you some very good reliability on your side. Go for certifications. Yeah. Currently, I'm intern as a web VAP, but I'd like to get one as a SOC analyst. As a any recommendation, because SOC internships are hard to find. You are interning as a web VAPT. So if you want to go in the SOC analyst role, there are so many openings that right now active on LinkedIn for applying for a SOC analyst profile. Go ahead and apply for it. That's fine because there are so many roles who want a fresher SOC analyst. So you can go ahead and you can apply them and see if you're getting response. How much networking knowledge required? At least you should know what firewalls are, what VPNs are, what is IPsec, what is SSL, because these are the most well-known and most used VPN technologies in the world right now. So you should know these things, and if you know these things, then you're good to go. And you should know basic protocol that like the TCP, UDP, DHCP, DNS, because if the internet works on DNS. If the DNS goes down, nobody can do anything. So as an IT professional, you need to know what DNS is, how it works, how the internet works, right? So you need to know that DNS is not the backbone, because even if the DNS goes down, everyone has, so every website on the internet has a public IP address, right? Because but then what happens is that DNS helps you resolve your IP address to a domain name. If the DNS goes down, the domain names go down, and then you have to remember the IP addresses of each of the servers that you are accessing or you might be accessing daily. That's not possible because there are so many. So basically the internet will go down then. Facebook or Meta had the similar case where they had some DNS issues, and Meta was down for like 4 or 8 hours last year or 2 years ago. How much networking? Okay, I'm currently working security consultant 8 to 9 months. Bit confused. Should I go for OSCP preparation? Go for OSCP, man. Go for if you are so if you want to if you want to see, there are three fields which are in boom right now. Okay, first one is cybersecurity. Second one is cloud and DevOps. Third one is AI. If you want to go in, if you are interested in cybersecurity, go for OSCP. If you're interested in cloud, do some other certification in cloud and DevOps. For a really good platform for learning cloud and DevOps is codecloud.com, KODEKLOUD.com. Codecloud.com is a really good website if you want to get your hands dirty on the DevOps side of IT. If you get SQL vulnerable web in exam, do we have to write manual queries? Yes. You cannot use stuff like SQL map. You can use verb suite, but you cannot use SQL map. I am planning to do masters in cybersecurity in the US, but I haven't done CHS. If you have already paid for it, then yeah, sure, go for it. But I don't recommend people who take advice from me to go for masters. It's just useless. How much pay we can expect for 3 years for experience in the DAP domain? If you are really good, you can expect 15 or 20 plus easily. I'm talking about LPA. So 15 or 20 plus LPA should be easy to grab. TJ null helped you only 10%. Not TJ null. I was talking about the proving grounds machine is 10%, hack the box 70%, and 20% is for the PWK labs itself from OffSec. So that was the percentage breakdown, not about the TGNL. So all the machines I did were actually from TGNL. So TGNL actually helped me 100%. But then the breakdown was I did 70% from Hack the Box, 20% from the PWK labs, and 10% from 10% from proving grounds. What do you recommend CH or PMPT? Which is better for cognition as pen tester? What do you recommend CH or PMPT? Which is better for cognition as a pen tester? Pen tester, PMPT. But if you want to get recognized and you want to go ahead for the OSCP, then I would recommend go for CH first, because you will be, it will help you be recognized as a from the US Department of Defense. It's really great accreditation to have. Then instead of PNPT, you can straight away go for the OSC, but you should go through the course material that the PNPT has for its exam before you go for the OSC. What do you recommend? What and how was it approach the methodology for the target IP address? Always start with nmap scans. You enumerate, and do your recon more. So I do my nmap scans. I run my directory brute forcing tools. Do your door busting. Do your nmaps and look for open ports. Then look for services running on open ports. Try and exploit them. Try and reach out to them and see what happens. That's it. And then also look for operating systems running on the customer service, because they might have some public exploits. It's really easy once you know what it. You can do basic to medium level of reconnaissance for your initial foothold. If you really get stuck, then you should level up and then do some additional and strong stuff there, because and also do your UDP scans and nmap. Don't forget. And um, people just do the TCP scans, but I have come across machines where my initial foothold was away from an open UDP port. So then I also ran the nmap scan for my UDP ports, and my then I got my this. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, sure, please. Guys, please be respectful. Here you are. You can ask all your doubts related to OSCP. Don't go off topic.
Hello, guys. I'm really sorry. I had some emergency, but yeah, we'll go ahead. I'll quickly share my screen to show you some good stuff. 1 second. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. Can you guys can see my screen? Hello.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, yes, sir, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So see, I have created some. I use the tool called Obsidian. This is Obsidian. Okay, and these are my notes, for example. And these are the course materials I did from OffSec. Once I had the Learn One subscription with me. So they have a
Sorry, Usman, we are just able to see the teams. Not able to see them.
you're not able to see the Obsidian tool. Can you see?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
You are just showing the Chrome tab, like you are not sharing the entire screen.
One second. Stop presenting. Let me share it again. And I think you have to specify over here. Okay, entire screen. Yes. Okay, great. Can you see now?
Yeah,
Yes,
your
yeah, yeah.
screen.
Yes, sir.
You can see the tool Obsidian and you can see Active Directory.
Yeah, 19 active.
Yeah, it's visible.
It is visible.
Yes. So these are this. So this is the way I recommend people to make notes. For example, this is the OSCP exam. Okay, because I am a little bit of a learner and I like to learn new things. So I went ahead and also gone. So I also went through some other courses from offensive security once I had the Learn One subscription, because if you have the Learn One subscription, right, you get access to all their courses. So I went ahead and learned something from their Pen 100 courses, from the KLCP course, from the SOC 100, from their Web 100, Web 200, and this is my OSCP material. You can see, so Obsidian, the one thing I like about Obsidian is it's very easy to make PDFs. So once you make your notes over here, you write it, you export to PDF, and you have your PDF ready in a minute. Which is really helpful. I don't think many of the note making tools allow you to do that. So this is how I make notes. You see, I have different categories, and the customizations are done over here very easily to understand. For example, if I have forgotten a command for sed, I can just go here and see what is there. For example, what the tool does and how to write the command for it. Right. Similarly, practical tools I have over here: so cat and everything, bash scripting, passive information gathering, active information gathering, vulnerability scanning, web application attacks. I had also studied into the buffer overflows as well because I was interested. But then nowadays it's not there in the exam, so this is useless now. Clients and attacks. These are things that these are the topics that will help you in your bug bounty, the client attacks. And then you have locating public exploits, fixing exploits. So this is where I was talking about. You should know how to learn, read, and debug code. So because most of the cases, what happens is that you get the exploit, but it is not working the way you want it to work. So you then need to you then need to open up your exploit, see the code, and then modify it as per your requirement, and then you can go ahead and test it out there. So you should know what to look for. For example, this is a code over here, right? You should know what to look for over here. You can see the base URL, the directory it targets, right? The username it gives, the password it gives. So these are all the code. So this is the code inside this example exploit, and it should look for how to it and how to debug it, how to modify it as per your need. So for example, you might need to change the username and password. So you come here, you open up the exploit code, you change the username and password, and then you save it again, and then you again run it. Right? So these are the things that you do. Then there are different types of file transfers. File transfer is really helpful. You should know different types of file transfers as well. So I was thinking of writing a blog on it as well to give you some insights on using different tools for transferring of files, because most of the cases in OSCP itself, you are not successful in using tools like for example FTP or Netcat, for example. So you might need to be aware of some other tools as well to pass around your files. That is also really important. Antivirus evasion is not needed. Privilege escalation is really important part. So I'm just showing you here how to write notes. I use Obsidian. So these are my notes. Someone was asking for my notes. I will think about it because this is something that I've gone because this is something I've written for a year long now, and is really extensive, really deep. I will think on, but I will keep on adding these sort of stuff on my blogs as well. And one more thing, very important, is to learn port redirection and tunneling. This will be very helpful for you, very helpful for you. If you don't know this, you might probably not even pass the exam. Okay, so you should know. For example, the scenario over here is that there are two machines, and both of the machines are on different networks. Here comes the networking part. So you should know what networks are and how to differentiate two networks, right? So there are two networks and there are two devices in two different networks. So you get access to one network. So you get access to one machine in one network, and then you have to move laterally to another networks and to other machine in some other network. Then there comes the concept of port redirection and tunneling. This is by far the as far as per my experience, this was the topic that I spent most time on. I was really getting confused in these topics, but then I gave my time in, and then now and this even came in my exam. So I'm thankful that I did learn this and I was able to crack it then. And this came in my AD set. So in the active directory set itself, there was the use of port redirection and tunneling. So this is a very important topic to be aware of. Then the active directory, obviously, you should know how to laterally move, what attack types to look for, pass the hash, overpower, what are these, silver ticket, golden ticket. I'm writing a blog soon on what is active directory and what attack types should you look for when you go for the OSCP exam. And I'll also write a blog for port redirection because this is the most, it's not an easy topic to understand. It's a bit complex. So I'll just try and write a blog to make you all understand very easily on what this topic means and what does this do. Then you have Metasploit, obviously. I've written this for my own experience because we cannot use Metasploit we can use Metasploit only once, but then in real life you can use Metasploit, right? So but for an exam, but for the OSCP exam you cannot. So you still have to know what Metasploit is and how to use it. That's why I've written notes on Metasploit. And then I have the PowerShell Empire, how to use PowerShell, because most of the machines you will see are Windows. So you should know Windows very well. You should know how to enumerate inside a Windows machine, what to look for, what not to look for, what tools to use, how to enumerate. And there comes the use of PowerShell everywhere in Windows. And then these are my labs. So this is the juicy part. So I'll show you my labs 1 second. PG practice, PG play, hack the box, let it close, and PWK. So PWK labs, I did many, as you can see. And what I do is that to just quickly refer back onto these machines, right? For example, I did this machine called Gamma. It was there in the PWK labs at my time. It's not there now, I guess. So this was an ex-OSCP machine. It used to come in the older. It had it probably might have come in one of the previous OSCP exams. So this is Gamma X OSCP, and what I do is that I give a little brief how I exploited this. So there was a file upload vulnerability, and I got a shell, and then inside the shell I did juicy potato exploit to escalate my privileges, and I rooted the machine. So I always do this, and I give a small brief on how this machine is and what does this machine, and what steps did I do to root this machine. So these are my PWK lab machines. And then the most interesting one is Hack the Box, right? So I did Hack the Box. A lot of machines are from Hack the Box. So these are the machines, right? And I would recommend users to do the AD path of Hack the Box, right? Go ahead with that path, and do 6 or 7 machines from that path itself. Because if you do 6 or 7 machines from the AD path of Hack the Box, there is nothing in the OSCP like Active Directory that will be outside of those machines, except one thing. As I said, because in Hack the Box you are tracking one Windows machine, which is a part of an AD set. In OSCP, you have to crack 2 to 3 Active Directory Windows boxes. So there will come a concept of port redirection and tunneling. You will do the usual. You will do your enumeration. You will do your privilege escalation, everything. But for connection, so you are able to connect to the insider machine. To the machine inside of some other network, inside the AD set, inside the whole AD set, you need to redirect your traffic in a way that you are able to connect internally as well. So once you do that, and then you can go ahead and do the same stuff what you do in Hack the Box and any other AD exam or the machine. And there was one very good machine I would recommend you guys to do that in Hack the Box. Let me go through the brief summaries of each, and I'll get the idea which machine that was. SSRF injection is easy. I forgot the name. Kotarak. I think Kotarak was the. Do this machine. Kotarak is not OSCP like, but it will give you an example of how hard machines can get if you do get a hard machine. But you won't get a machine like Kotarak because it is a very time-consuming machine because you have to dump out the NTDS file. It takes hours to do that, or even not hours over here, but it is a long machine. Do Kotarak and also do. I'll give you a good one. HFS no, Drupal Dragon no, Oracle TLS. Sorry. Do Oracle TLS. Do Silo. Silo is another machine. It will expose you to a new service. So the service's name is Oracle TNS. So Google what the service is and how to export it, and then go ahead and do for the Silo machine. Go ahead and do the Silo machine Hack the Box. This is also a very good machine. But I've already given the list of all these machines in my blog already on Medium. You can go ahead and do all these machines if you like, and you can do them definitely. In my PG Play Proving Grounds Play machines, in the easy section, I did only 2 machines, DC01 and DC02. In my medium machines, I did quite a few there. I did 4 machines over here, and my hard machines I did these 3: Degen 3, Glasgow Smile, and Insanity Hosting. Insanity Hosting. I remember. Oh, I remember the Glasgow Smile was. It really frustrated me. This machine really frustrated me. And yeah, don't be afraid of looking up at for write-ups. So don't be afraid of looking up on write-ups. Go and look for write-ups everywhere. Every time you get stuck on a machine, go and look up their write-up. But be sure that you have tried everything that you know, everything, right? So be sure that you tried everything you know, and then go ahead and look at a write-up, and then you ensure that you learn something new from that write-up, because there are things that you don't know, right? So nobody knows everything, right? So once you go and look at a write-up of a machine, be sure that I have learned one new thing today at least, and then go ahead and go back to the machine and then try out that write-up. But yes, don't be afraid of looking at the write-ups. Definitely. Okay. Anyone having any other questions? I recommend that if a company is paying you, go for Mac. If not, Windows is also good. Okay. How can you create notes like this? By studying and practicing every day, and then making notes in a way that will make you understand very easily in the future. For example, in the down the line of for example, taking an example that down the line of 2 or 4 years, you look back to your notes, and then you should be able to still understand what you had done 4 years back. So make notes in the way that you will understand very easily. The app I use is Obsidian, OBSIDIAN. Obsidian is a very good tool. Make sure of it. It's a very good tool. And then how do you manage your work time and learning? Okay. So what happens is I have my shift in my afternoon. So my shift is from 2 to 11. So I used to wake up every morning at around 8, 9, and then study 4 hours on my work days, and then study 8 hours on my weekends. And then for the last month, I took a break from my company. I requested them that I need 3 to 4 weeks of off to study for my exam, and then they were very good to give me them, to give me the holidays. And then I took off a month, and then I was learning, studying, practicing OSCP for 30 days straight. That really helped me. I hope Obsidian have a mobile app too. Not sure. I've never used it. I've never looked for it. Not sure. Any books you recommend? Yes, there is a book, networking, I recommend. It's there in my blog. It's the name of the book is TCP/IP Fundamentals by Behrouz Forozan. It's a very good book. I have read that the whole book myself. It'll give you really, really strong basis and really strong, really solid foundation for your networking, and also for some of your security concepts like the VPN technologies, IPsec, SSL, and all those sort of stuff. Saiteja Prashant says link please for Medium. Okay, I hope you are in the group because the links are shared in the group as well. How could you motivate and study in the professional life? You have to, man, because you see, to achieve bigger goals, you have to sacrifice small things. The sacrifice over here is your time, right? So instead of just studying, and instead of just working the 8 hours for a company, you have to invest 4 or 5 hours more for your study time every day, like I used to do. Like if you have a shift from 9 to 5, okay, wake up at 6 in the morning, wake up at 5 in the morning, and study for 4 hours. If you're not the morning guy, come back from office, start your work at 8, go ahead and study till 12 noon, it's 12 midnight. That's fine. You have to invest time. You have to look for time around your schedule, and then invest time, because OSCP will give you really good fruits to motivate you a little more. I recently cracked an interview at Deloitte, and I'll be soon joining as a cyber risk advisor there in the next month. This is the job, these kinds of jobs people really crave for. And I also really wanted jobs like, jobs like architecture jobs and advisory or consultancy jobs, right, at big firms. And Deloitte is a big firm, right? And then and getting a cyber risk advisor job there after getting my OSCP really helped me. So these are the kind of motivation you need to be looking for. So looking at working at big companies like the Big Four or the Mang or the Fang, Microsoft, Apple, and Google, all those sort of big companies. They look for credentials, they look for skills, they look for validation. So these certifications will bring you skills, bring you validation, right? And then they will help you clear the HR screening rounds, and they will help you land many interviews. And then it's up to you how many you crack it. Getting questions. What are some common challenges and obstacles the beginners face? How can we overcome them? The beginners face in the field of pen testing is that they are very overwhelmed with the amount of resources and with the amount of material to study. Don't be overwhelmed. Start from the basics. Start from the networking. Start from the protocols. Start from the protocol level. Start from the OSI model. Go ahead, build up your base. Start from cybersecurity. Start and learn and do paths on TryHackMe. When I was a fresher, I completed all the paths on TryHackMe, all of them. So TryHackMe really helped a lot. So go ahead and start your paths from TryHackMe. It really helped me as a beginner. It really helped me. How can I develop a structured study plan or roadmap to effectively prepare for the OSCP exam? I have already given that roadmap on my blog. I'm also be soon publishing a blog on some additional tips for success in OSCP. The blog should be out by today end. Every Linux company needs experience getting a job in the Linux-based company. You don't want to get a job in the Linux-based company as a fresher. Get a job as a SOC analyst. Okay. As I am RHCSA and RHCE certified, I didn't get into Linux domain. I'm getting into data science. As a 4 years bond, I will parallelly prepare for OSCP. Great. Because see, you already have a great experience in Linux, right? Every Linux company, I'm just making sure I understand the question correctly. Every Linux company needs experience. Getting a job with the Linux-based company was too hard. Okay, so you are working in a Linux-based company now, and you have a 4-year bond. There is no bond in corporate. You can just stand up and leave. They will not do anything. As I have 4 years bond, and having a bond tied to an employee is also illegal. So don't worry about the bond. As I have 4 years bond, I will parallelly prepare for OSCP. Is it okay? That is great. That is great. If you can do, because you already have Linux, right? You already know Linux at its core because you already are Linux administrator. So for you, uh, going through Kali Linux and learning new technologies should be favorably easy than others. Congratulations on getting the job. Thank you, Fabian. Thank you. As a beginner, what are the fundamental skills and knowledge areas I should focus on starting to prepare OSCP? Again, I have the roadmap. You should know networking. You should know basic cybersecurity, right? You should know what protocols and what protocols run at what ports, how to scan for ports for basically, and how to enumerate, how to recon, what to look for, what not to look for. Basics, always basics are that start from networking. Do the try hack me. I encourage people to do try hack me paths. I also did the same thing. Do all the basic level paths in try hack me. Those paths will level you up really fast. No, I don't have next job. I have data science job. Okay, data science. Data science is also a really good field. Really, really good field with 4 year bond. Okay, okay, I understood. Tanuj, that is fine. But if you have time and you want to prepare for OSCP, everybody here is a fresher, including me. Even I'm learning every day new things. That's fine. You can go ahead. You can give your time to OSCP and hopefully crack it in just 6 months, 6 or 8 months, if you dedicate yourself fully. Right? It's really achievable in just 6 months. So you got into cybersec after college. Okay. I'll give you a brief background of my life. I've been born and brought up in Kuwait. My dad used to work there, and then after I finished my 12th in Kuwait, I came back to I came back to India. I am from Kashmir. Okay, so after I finished my 12th in Kuwait, I came back to Kashmir, engineering college. Danish, but yes, from the name itself, I can assume you're from Kashmir. Hi, Danish. Can you please mute Danish, please? So I came back to Kashmir. I did my engineering, got my BTech in CSE, and then I went to Bangalore because everyone knows the IT hub of Bangalore. The IT hub in India is Bangalore. So I went ahead with Bangalore. I spent 2 3 more months refreshing my networking knowledge. I had done CCNA and CCNP in my final year of college, and then I got a job in June 2020. And then since then it has been a roller coaster ride. I went inside the industry as a NOC analyst, then I shifted to SOC analyst, then to VAPT role, and now a senior information analyst. Can you share LinkedIn? Yes, thank you, Arif. He has already shared my LinkedIn profile. Some machines and hackdogs are very hard. Text 2 plus hours to pawn. How you handled? Okay. Yes. So the OSC hack the box medium level machines are the hard machines of OSCP. Just get that. It's a pro tip. No one will tell you. I have done machines. Hack the box medium level machines are the hard boxes of OSCP. If you are able to crack hard boxes of hack the box, you are good to go in OSCP. Okay. See, now there's a difference. See, if you don't have a professional bachelor's degree, for example, engineering is a professional degree, right? BCA is not a professional degree. I always tell people to have either a bachelor's degree, which is a professional degree, or if they don't have a professional degree, then go for a master's. Since you don't have, I would recommend you go for a master's, and don't start the OSCP now because you'll be studying and doing your MCA for the next 2 years, right? And if you do OSCP now, by the end of your MCA, you will forget most of the OSCP things that you had learned a year or two before, right? So start your OSCP in the last year of your MCA. the whole year, and then as soon as you get out from your degree, you'll get a job. Hopefully, don't worry. Yes, I think most of the people are happy. I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully.
I heard that this is much harder than OCP. Is it true? I don't think so. I don't think so. Raj. I haven't heard of CTPS. I think that itself should tell you the brand value. OSCP is well known, well recognized. It is not. It's not about how hard an exam is, right? It is about what recognition will it give you after you crack the exam. Since OSCP is world renowned, right? OSCP is a costly cert, but it will give you your money back 10 times if you handle it efficiently, right? Once you get your OSCP, then you have opportunities to land good paying jobs which will pay back your OSCP money in a month or two. So that's not a problem. But then you need to work hard on your OSCP because OSCP is well recognized. So every job posting of a cybersecurity engineer, um you know, recommended certification on their job details is always OSCP. You look for all the job openings on LinkedIn. Every job opening on LinkedIn is related to cybersecurity or pen testing or VAPT or cybersecurity analyst or information security analyst has OSCP in their job description. Any website to look for doubts in any particular topic of cybersecurity? Yes. Start with Portswigger, because once you have done all the labs and all the information, all the topics covered in Portswigger, then go ahead and because Portswigger covers a lot of basics of web application attacks, right? So cybersecurity, I'm assuming you're talking about the OSCP level cybersecurity, not the SOC analyst level. So for the OSCP level cybersecurity, you need to know the web application attacks and techniques and tactics and everything. And you have a great place to start. It is from the Portswigger labs. They have great explanations for each topic, and they also provide free labs, so you can practice on them as well. It is free. It is of no cost. Start there, and then also do try hack me simultaneously. What's the views on try hack me? Try hack me is a great platform. Great platform. I have done, I think, 100 200 plus rooms there, and currently 1% globally in try hack me. It's really easy to get into the 1% of try hack me at a global level. It's really easy. So do your paths on try hack me. There is a great junior pen tester path and an offensive security pen tester path as well, a complete beginner path as well. So try hack me has really covered all the fields from a beginner to an experience as well. I love try hack me. Yeah. How much a fresher or a person having 2 to 3 experience in a VP with OSCP can get a new base point in the I have 2 years and 10 months of experience, total experience. So uh, Piyush, right? Yeah, Piyush. I am also falling under the category of the question you're asking. So I get paid. I won't reveal the salary, but it is 6 figures monthly. So after I did my OSCP, so OSCP really helps you to boost up your pay and also to give you an opportunity to work on big projects, and it really helps you to explore more, and then you obviously learn more, right? So don't worry about the pay, man. Don't worry about the pay. Go do your OSCP, upskill yourself, and make sure that you learn what you study, not just study for passing the exam. Learn it, actually learn it, so that you can practically apply it in real life after you pass the exam. Same for API. Anything should I want to do along with MCA? Yes. Do your networking. Start studying networking. Start from CCNA, from the book I recommended on my blog. Finish the whole book. You have 2 full years, and then start studying firewalls, VPNs, because you don't want to be starting OSCP so early, because you will be then forgetting everything until you finish your MCA. So you finish your basics first, right? So target the basics for now. Study your CCNAs, study your networking concepts, start studying programming languages like Python and Bash. That takes time to master, right? And then once you have done that, then the last year go ahead for the OSCP. My next program is in CES this year. Apply for MC at final year preparation for OSCP. Am I in the right direction? Yes, you are in the right direction. All in cyber AI in cybersecurity. AI in cybersecurity is booming, man. If you wanna, there was some I forgot the name, but yes, AI in cyber. So AI not only in cybersecurity, in every aspect of IT, AI is greatly increasing. In cybersecurity, AI will affect. You know what? AI will replace the jobs soon in the next 5 to 10 years of layer one SOC analysts. Easily. So AI is a really booming field. Yeah. Nowadays we need to have networking security technology. Yes. Because I always tell people to not have skills only specific to one domain. For example, I have friends who are experts in a certain firewall vendor. For example, Palo Alto or Cisco. For example, let's take an assumption that tomorrow the Cisco firewall is down and it's out of the market. What ex- what else expertise do they have? Nothing. So instead of just focusing on pen testing, so also instead of just focusing on cybersecurity, also have your hands good on network security. So for network security, there will be things you'll be learning like firewalls, VPNs, and stuff, right? Will AI affect VAP jobs? No, man, never. It will help you automate the scanning stuff, the enumeration stuff, the exploitation stuff, but it will never help you automate the whole VAPT process. No, man, never. How can I get hands-on experience in different cybersecurity domains to help me identify my areas of interest in less time? Yes, go ahead and start your try hacking subscription right away. There are so many paths there, and choose the path you like. There is a path for cyber defense. There is a path for junior pen tester. There is a path for senior pen tester. There's a path for networking, right? So you can just go ahead and start with those paths and see which interests you, and then go ahead with that. Yes, I am sorry, guys. I think I had a break for 10 minutes because where I went ahead and then I gave you back extra 20 minutes now. I really need to go now, and I hope we'll have another session soon with more of your questions.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Usman, for the incredible session on the OSCP. Like you have shared your valuable insights, and I highly greatly appreciate your time and efforts in guiding us through the journey. And a special shout out to all those participants who have attended this session. And yeah, it was early morning of the weekends. And yeah, let's continue to support and inspire each other. We embark on our individual journey of OSCP. Guys, one request from my side is I will be posting it on LinkedIn on our page. Please support us and do follow Usman on LinkedIn, and please share his blog on your LinkedIn. Yeah,
Yes,
it's all about sharing and caring, right? And we see, if you want us to continue this session, what we want is your support on LinkedIn, right? We will continue. We will look forward to have host lots of session upcoming, but it's your support which can drive us through these things, right? And thanks a lot. Please share your valuable uh, review in the group and in the LinkedIn. I highly appreciate all of those people who have joined this session. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your presence. Appreciate your attendance. And yes, I'm always here to help. So anyone having any questions, any queries, they can always reach out to me directly on LinkedIn or from WhatsApp. I'll reply as soon as I see the message. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Take care.
Yuvraj, please end the session.
okay.
Yeah. Yuvraj, please end the session.